Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. I'm Jared Paul, and today I'm going to introduce to you a Strangler fig. I'm really excited about this. I got it from my buddy Matt Brennan down in Florida, and it is looking really good. I've had it under the grow light since I got it last week, so about 10 days now. So it gave me enough time to really brainstorm with Laura and come up with a cool concept for what we're going to do with it. It is a very small seedling right now, but it's looking healthy. And apparently these roots grow so amazingly muscularly that they will take over and do a root over rock planting in just one season. So I don't want to give away the secret, but that's what's coming up on today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. So here we have it. As you see, the leaves are nice and shiny and dark green, and the tip is intact, so this one has not been pruned. Matt was forced to prune some of the trees that he sent me just based on the height to get them into the box. But it actually did me a favor because a lot of the species he sent are already budding out again. So, in the other side of this planting, just really quick, there is a cluster of narrow-leaf banyan, also from Florida, and apparently these grow wild in his neighborhood. And so there's a nice little cluster of them. He trimmed the taproot on them and threw them in some soil. And they either had a rougher time with the travels or the transplanting than the Strangler fig, or I left them too close to a window and it got probably just below freezing at night and they went into shock. So hopefully they're going to be okay and they'll bud back, but if and when they do, then I will come up with the concept for them. I'm thinking either a fun forest or an interesting clump design. So yeah, that is, let's get a little zoom in here. This is my Strangler fig, my newest, most favorite species. I've been looking at pictures of them online, so between this and when I show you the rocks that we're going to be using, I will post some of those pictures. They just completely engulf everything in nature, whether it be another tree, a host tree, or temple, or rock structure. So I'm pretty excited for our idea, so stand by. Okay, so I have most recently gotten into a bit of rock stacking. Just around the property, more or less, I have some cool rocks that I find when I'm out on hikes and stuff, and I bring them back, and then until they're ready to be used, I just been making stacks of 3 and 4. It's actually quite difficult. So my wife was out for a run the other day. Good on her. Baby just turned 4 months, and she's hitting it hard. So she did 3 laps, and each lap she would come back with a different rock, and I thought that was really cool. I think the colors really work together. I love this bottom rock, almost as like a concrete base, like a really solid boulder, and then you have the contrast of the white with some dark speckled brightness in there, and then the dark gray with some shimmer and shine too, depending on how the light hits it. So I would want more of a rustic pot, almost like a concrete pot, or maybe one that has some stone texture, so that not only can it come down and climb all over these stones, but then eventually, be leaking out of a pot. Maybe one that's up on a stand, and I could have it come down the columns. I've seen a few different varieties online. It's really just such a cool species. I'm hoping that it's easy to work with up here in Northwest Connecticut. And I'm in no rush, but the fact that I could get a root over rock in a year would be amazing. So this spring, I will get it started. Probably just leave this much of the roots exposed, the very top ½ inch, and then cover the rest in some soil or peat moss and actual moss coming down. And these 2 stones probably won't be seen for this year, and then hopefully next year. So I might train it on the stones and then with the deeper soil in like a nursery pot, nothing special, and then really search long and hard and find the right pot for it if it does succeed. So yeah, potentially I might have to wire these together just to ensure that the tree stays nice and stable, or maybe I could just, I don't know, wire them to the plastic nursery pot while the roots get into shape and form, and then they'll hold them in place. But that is... Hey, baby, you want to say goodbye to everybody? Here's my good girl. All right, well, we're going to hang out with baby Stella and enjoy the rest of the day. From my family to yours. If you haven't liked and subscribed yet and you liked what you saw today, please do. There's plenty more to come from the ranch. And cheers, y'all.